want it or need it to feel what is real, just take it and know that what's here or here. It's just a lyrical feel, something you can't taste but feel. You can take it or leave it. It's a lyrical feel. Do you want it or need it to feel what is real? Just take it and know that what's here or here. It's just a lyrical.
What's up, Neil Soul? This is Knyte, and we are about to have an incredible evening, as we always do. And I am in the presence of Miss Florine Cruz, that is Tracy's mother. So if you guys want to ever know where the inspiration comes from, we're about to find the woman behind the woman. So here we are in the presence of Miss Florine Cruz. How you doing, Miss Florine?
Well, I'm very happy to be here. I give all glory and honor to God, and I'm just thankful to be here. Very happy.
Well, I'm happy you're here too, and I'm happy to know that you're going to share some of your works with us and tell you what inspired you and what we have here, a few books, how long is it taking you to write, and so on. So tell Neo Soul something about Miss Florine Cruz.
Where should I begin?
In the beginning,
We don't have enough time.
hey, we can make time. We're here to have
Well,
fun.
as far as the books go, well, I've always loved to read. I can't remember a time in my life when I couldn't read, and I've always loved reading and writing. And all through school, I worked on the school newspaper, magazines, and things like that. But then, as I became an adult, I found that I wasn't writing. It really wasn't on my mind for different reasons. But after I joined my church, it started to come back. I was just start to write different things, different poems, and then I think people would come to me sometimes with certain topics and they say, "Well, can you do this, Sister Cruz? Can you
Yeah.
write about this or write about that?" And then I was kind of active, and started working on the church bulletins. Meanwhile, Hector, this book, Hector did
Hey,
it.
Hector. Show
Yeah, hi,
Yeah,
Hector.
Yeah, Hector wants to come out.
This is my little friend, the rabbit. And this actually stemmed from a writing course I was trying to take, but my schedule wouldn't permit me to complete it. But I'd already written this book, and it stayed on a shelf for more than 10 years. But it wasn't time yet. And so back to the church activities, I was assigned to work on the church bulletins, and I would always like to put a little poem, something inspirational in the side of the church bulletins. So the Lord led me to, every week he would just start giving me different poems, and I would just write them and put them in. So then after so many months, I had quite a collection. So then I started thinking about publishing. I'd run in to pull out Hector, and then by this time I had another one, Let's Play Tag Hector. That came along, and I decided that I wanted to have a little rabbit who could deal with social issues, because I was also blessed late in life to become a kindergarten teacher.
Wow.
And but still in all, it wasn't time.
So Hector came first. Then later on,
The poetry books came, but it wasn't time for these because God has to have preeminence.
I heard you say that first. God had to come first.
Yes.
I heard you say that earlier.
Well, he did, because of this, I started doing the poetry books. I decided I would publish and pull this out. Meanwhile, I was working with a young lady. I taught both of her children, and she was very creative. I convinced her that she can work for the school board, so she became a classroom assistant, and she ended up working in the kindergarten class with me.
Really?
She happens to be very creative. She draws all the time, so I presented the text for the books, and she very nicely drew them out.
Is that the lady, Miss?
Falcone, Luz Falcone. So in the process, the pictures still laid around for a while because it still wasn't time.
Right.
Our God is about time. So they still laid on the shelf, but meanwhile I had some pictures that were drawn on regular math paper. Some of you are familiar, go to school, you know about the newsprint math paper. So then I had a granddaughter that was growing up, and she's very gifted and talented. In fact, she was the one that started me. She taught me a little bit that I'm learning about computers.
Is that Bethany?
No, that's Christian.
Christian. Okay.
She's my eldest grandchild.
I've met Christian.
Yes, she's a wonderful
Yeah,
girl.
she's a deep sister. She's
Yes.
doing her thing.
She's
Hey,
beautiful.
Kristen.
Yay, Chris.
Ha
Yeah, she's very special to us. And so she ended up coloring the pictures. So then I went around, I tried to be published. I had a bunch of poems, and then I had an idea for a cover. I knew I wanted a cross on the cover, and I was thinking about the king, because he's the king. And so then I was thinking, as I walk with the king, this is a good title. I wanted a cross, and I wanted
Strong.
footprints. And I drew.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Lift that up so people. I didn't notice that when I even seen it. Look at that. Make sure you see that as I walk with the king. I did not realize that it was footprints there.
And in my original drawing, well, I had a higher hill, and I had the footprints, which should have been mine, starting from little tiny baby footprints, and then as I grow, little higher, even the point where I was used to could wear high heel shoes, and even with heels, and then getting big and flat again with old age when I started to wear my fitums. But anyway, it was my granddaughter Christian who suggested, Granny, she said, you've got some deep poems in these books. In this book, she said, why don't you have the publisher do a cover? So what I did, I submitted my drawing, and they captured it pretty well. I was very pleased with it.
And the name of your church. We got to let the people know what church you
Well,
attended.
I am in fact, my headquarters of my church is right here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm down here. We're doing our convention right now. It's I'm a member of the National Convention of the Churches of God Holiness, and in fact, the book is dedicated. Right here on the front page, you can read it. Bishop is Bishop James C. Taylor. I dedicate this book to the National Convention of the Churches of God Holiness, Bishop James C. Taylor, my pastor, Elder Samuel Harris Jr., and to my church family. And then also go on to, of course, mention my wonderful family.
Well, you know what? Since you got the book open and you read that so well, why don't you just go ahead and read us a poem out of your book?
Well, I really would prefer for others to do it.
How about you read one and then I'll read one of your poems?
Well,
We'll do it that way.
okay.
But nobody can read it like you do.
Well, all right. I've selected from As I Walk with the King a poem that perhaps someone out here who's listening can relate to. And it's called Who Do You Turn To? Who do you turn to when you feel personal stress? Who do you turn to when the world tries to oppress? Who do you turn to when your child turns to another, acting as though he has no sister or mother? Who do you turn to when your mate turns away and says that you can talk about it on some other day? Who do you turn to when you don't have much money? The storm clouds prevail and you want it to be sunny. Who do you turn to when temptations abound? You try to fit in, but they don't want you around, even in the church. Turn to the Lord in joy and thanksgiving for his mercy and kindness in the land of the living. Turn to the Bible, God's holy written word. Study and embrace it. It's the best news we've heard. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Proverbs, 3rd chapter, and the 5th verse.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Excuse me, I will say that. I missed a line. I made a mistake.
Don't nobody know. Don't nobody know but you.
It's okay.
Now, when did you write that? Do you remember when you wrote those?
Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah, please do.
It was probably sometime in 2004. Now, the young lady who's working on my website, she asked me what was my first poem. And I kind of remember, I think, because someone had asked me, he had been watching a science show. And it was on Nova or something, and it had to do with the inside of your body, how when you go under the skin, the layers and the bones and the organs and all that sort of thing. And he came to me, he said, "Oh, Sister Cruz," he says, "can you write a poem about this? Because we're all the same. People make a big deal about our looks and this, all this sort of thing, but underneath we're all the same." So that's where Look Within came from. And I can remember that kind of early on. This was some years ago. And around that time, he's since retired, but he used to be a bus driver. And he told me he would carry the piece of paper. I made a copy and gave it to him, And he was showing it to his passengers on the bus. He said, "Look what a sister in my church wrote," you know. So I thought that was something. And then sometimes people come. Then I, you know, would print poems for cards and things like that. So the Lord would kind of always bless me. It's not anything that I was doing, but the Lord just gave me. You know, I'm just thankful that He could just saw fit to use me as a vessel.
I was just gonna say
You
you're a
know?
vessel.
You know.
When something like that is put in you, and you enlighten other people with it, it's a vessel. Just like you were a powerful vessel, just by letting me hear it and Tracy hear it, and then the people in Neo Soul hear it. So that's everything isn't always for you, but it's always sometimes a gift for others.
Yes.
You got another one? You said your
You
vessel.
said no.
I don't,
You said
your
you were
vessel,
going to do
I am,
one.
but your vessel is just it's a big vessel.
No, you said you were going to do
You
it.
read one more and I'll read one more.
Oh.
I'll read one. And that'll be my poem that I read. It'll be
Okay, I'll do this one.
yeah.
Okay, this was my other walk. This book was broken down into some categories. I wanted to do the nature of God, because God is first. He's the Father of us all. And I wanted to write about God. Then on our next section, I divided it into poems about Jesus, to speak of Him from His birth, which we celebrate at Christmas time.
Correct.
Then in between, I kind of sandwiched a few narratives. That's like 3. And then some poems or words of encouragement. And then at the end, there were a few poems that kind of describe my walk, my personal walk. And this one is called My Other Walk.
Okay.
I once was unsaved, foolish and wild, behaving at times worse than a child. I wasn't happy. In fact, I was sad. Most of my experiences during that time were bad. Walking with the devil, trying to be his friend, it never, ever seemed to end. I wanted everyone to call my name, seeking my 15. I wanted to do better, but kept going down. Walking around in dread and fear, wanting to be any place but here. But one day I sought Him with tears in my eyes. The Lord came and saved me, much to my surprise, for I never thought anyone could care. But He showed me that He had always been there, knocking and waiting at the door of my heart. From my other walk, I had to depart. He offered me mercy and His outstretched hand. His strength and power enable me to stand. Now, there is no other walk for me, because Jesus Christ has set me free. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. Revelation 3:20.
I love that one a lot. That one sounds like me. That one is I like that one.
Well, the Lord has brought us all from someplace or another.
And the way you write it is so every day, you're not being tricky with words or slick. It's just the truth. And it's so clear. I really like that one.
Well,
I'm
see,
like,
I have to
wow.
say something. I have not written anything. The Lord, it comes from the inspiration of the Lord, And He's also, I have to give credit to my Sunday school, because, at our church, at Sunday school, I have been drilled never to stand up and give opinions. Where's some scripture? So I always tried to match up a scripture with a poem, so that we can know that, God is speaking. It's not coming from me, because I wouldn't have sense enough to write anything like that on my own anyhow, So I need Him for everything, we do need Him. We can't do anything without Him.
You're true.
Yeah.
And since you said you didn't do it, basically you're saying Jesus did it all. You give Him credit. So I'm going to read a poem that you wrote called Jesus Did It All.
Okay.
Jesus did it all, and I'm so glad. He died to save me from the sins that I had. He's not through with me, though I'm not already attained, but I'm covered by the cross, which by the blood was stained. He never forsakes me. He wipes away my tears. And when I get down on my knees, I know He always hears. I did not always honor Him in the manner that I should, but He supplied me my needs and looked out for my good. And all in all, I'm happy, and He makes me blessed. You may love to me, you may love me to a degree, but he loves me the best.
Yes.
Oh, I love that one. Ah, I love that one.
Control
Oh,
yourself.
I'm saying, I love that. Yo, what's up? This is Knyte. I'm in downtown with Little 5 Points. So we just ran into a customer that's a fan of David Patterson, and he was nice enough to show us his stuff. What inspired you to get this beautiful gift?
Well, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. I really just love, number one, just the line work and the content of the piece. It just, you know, when I saw it, it kind of had me reverting back to my own relationship and so on. So I thought it was a fitting piece for, you know, my situation at hand right now. You know, the ice cream sundae, the sharing between couples. You know what I'm saying? It's hot. It's hot. You know, the sharing between couples. You have this black love going on here, and it's, you know, something simple as an ice cream sundae, but it's more than that. It's just the sharing between two people. You know, and I thought it was a real hot piece, so I had to pick it up.
You collect art? Are you a poet or a singer
I'm
or
an artist
anything?
myself.
You draw?
I'm a painter.
You have a website or email address so NeoSoul people can get to know where they can get you at?
Yeah, definitely. I have
Show that pretty face in the camera.
I have a lot of my work at the art gallery called Art on 5. Yeah, it's down MLK. It's arton5.com. Tommy Lee is my name. So, but I just love David's work. I've been a fan of his work for a while now. So, you know, I'm collecting his work. So I just had to pick this one up.
Yeah, I'm a fan too. That's why I stopped. Like, I know, even though it's wrapped up,
Right,
I know,
you know
I know
what it
my
is, right?
Patterson stuff. You want to say hello to your church or Philly or anybody else you want to say hello to out
I
there?
can give a shout out to anyone.
She giving a shout out. Oh, go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah. To everybody, my church family. As I said, my book is dedicated to all my church family, my family, friends, my cousins. Well, I don't know because everybody doesn't get to see the show. I live in Philadelphia.
But you're a vessel. So if somebody gets it who does see it, they're going to tell their friends and so on and so on. And DVD is a modern technology. They can burn it,
Yeah,
send
well,
it.
that's true.
So, you know, brag about it. Let us know.
Yeah.
Question, you have any inspirational words for people since you are in Atlanta, inspiring and being inspired by your, what's the name of your church again that you're here for?
Well, it's Bethlehem Church of God Holiness.
Okay.
And our headquarters is located at 858 Martin Luther King Drive.
Okay.
And we all have a poem, a book, or a song in us somewhere. I encourage anybody, put it down on paper. If you have these thoughts, grab yourself. I mean, there have been some times I've been riding around in the car and like, the Lord has words just coming. Yes! I'll pull over because I can't rely on my memory now. I'll pull over, stop, grab a pencil. Sometimes in the middle of the morning, I wake up, I'm sitting up in the bed, I have to grab and I start writing. But anytime, capture those thoughts, put them down on paper. You can never tell. I know a lot of people I talk to, and they say, oh, I've got poems. They have volumes. Some people have more things than I, and right now, and I'm waiting on the Lord now because I would like to I have working on a second poetry book.
Oh, really?
And I have an idea for the cover. I want to still keep the same, pretty much the same cross idea, but it's going to be something else. And I've got like about 25, 26 poems going toward it. But like I'm saying, I have to wait for it to come. And when it does, I'm so excited because I want it to go. But anybody I talk to, write, do it, you know? And because, I mean, it can be very rewarding. I mean, it's not like you're trying to make a fortune. My thing is I want people to read, you know? Writing is very personal, you know, because what you're doing is part of you is coming out, you know? And sometimes you are a little, people might make fun of me or something, you know? Some people have a problem expressing their thoughts, you know? You're talking to the audience. Some people might have a problem expressing their thoughts, but I say forget about that. If you have something to say, put it down on paper, even if your writing skills aren't so great, because you can always get someone who you know and you trust to edit it for you. And if you do make that step, I can recommend the company that I've worked with, who worked with me, and that's Author House, which, well, I'm not trying to put a plug in, but a lot of people do ask me, And so I will tell them, and you can go in there and you can look around on their website, authorhouse.com. But it was very helpful for me, and they were able, I made payment plans, and I was able to do it. But don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything negative or any feelings of insecurity get in your way. If you have some thoughts, put them down, no matter how ridiculous they might seem to you, because you never can tell when you might be able to help somebody, you know? Somebody could really benefit from it. And as I'm saying, I'm not trying to be rich or anything, but my thing is I just want to share whatever I can with others, you know, even my little children's books, you know.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing right there. Not only are you giving a gift of spreading the word, but you're also enlightening children who are future to read.
Yeah.
And I was reading part of your bio, and it was very, very inspirational to know that at any age you can go back to school and get that master's degree and do your thing and educate children. But it's the truth. I mean, that's serious. To go from, I mean, that's just saying you can do it.
Getting a GED at 40 years old.
But still, you did it. There's people who have never done it. So whether you were 40 or 90, you did it. And you didn't just stop at a GED. You went and got the master's.
Even
and wrote some books.
You were only through Christ who strengthened. He strengthened me, you know.
But that's a blessing.
Oh, yeah, tell me.
You know, I am. That's a blessing now. I'm telling you.
Know. I know.
You know, that's a powerful thing. You know, it really is. And had you not done what you've done, Tracy, who is somebody I look up to, is an inspiration to me because she works and does her television show and inspires people, had an idea and a dream and went after it. When people are like, I'm just going to do spoken word on the mic. And she's like, I want to do a television show. And I want to do this. And then when she didn't have anybody, she brought her children in and was like, you going to get behind these cameras and you're going to do this. So not only were you a vessel for giving birth to Tracy, Tracy inspires me and her daughter and so on and so forth. So a little goes a long way, you know. So I definitely want to say thank you, Miss Florine, for being who you are, being the vessel and the beautiful lady that you are. Tracy warned me. She's like, "Mom, you gonna have fun with my mom. My mom's a trip, but it wasn't a trip. It was a beautiful journey. I'll say that." And I thank you, and NeoSoul thanks you for taking the time and opportunity to embrace us with your presence.
Thank you.
And we look forward to having you here. Welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you. Yeah.
And can we get you to say what's up to NeoSoul?
What's up?
Yep. Look in the mic and say what's up, NeoSoul.
What's up, NeoSoul?
All right. Thank you, NeoSoul. Y'all gonna have a wonderful time. This is Knyte, hanging out with Miss Florine Cruz, the author of It.
As I Walk with the King.
As I Walk with the King, and we hanging out with Hector because Hector did it, and then he did it again with his second book. So look out for Miss Florine Cruz because she's coming out with a series of books and a lot of vessels. Stay tuned. Peace and blessings. Hey, yo, what's up? This is Knyte. We are downtown, Little 5 Points, just catching everyday people doing everyday things. We got a beautiful black man with his beautiful family. How you feeling?
I feel great, blessed.
Yeah, you look blessed. You got something you want to say to NeoSoul?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out or respect due to all black women, you know, for the thing that they do for our children. You know, keep strong, stay strong. You know, we need you. We really do. And brothers, please stop punking out. You know?
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Can I say a little piece?
Yeah, please do.
All right. I started from the one, see life, the sun, and my ability to take you the whole nine, refresh you with soliloquy. I came to the earth 93 million miles away from me, past other planets. Venus after Mercury. I got to the third, she was superb. My destiny, when I reached her, we built slowly. Constantly, I drew her up so that she would reach her full equality. Wisdom freed her dome. Now she booming with fertility. I promised her that I'd provide the food for the family. She promised she'd reflect what God said for eternity. Bore God's seeds. Yes, indeed, she was feeling me. Word is bond, my earth was getting fatter from my energy. Watching the stars coming out, the fertile crescent bee, born from my queen, one day to rule their own galaxies. She loved them so much that she feed them mathematically. Give them 12 jewels that you can't cop at Tiffany's. Protect protect them from mentalities that keep my folks in slavery, protect them from the fallacies that make them hate their deity more than they love their enemy, who slaughter life openly, forcing antichrist insanity psychologically, but we're strong internally, built like an armory, cause we're elements who always have and always will be. Word to my earth, word is bond, you fulfill me. Word to my earth, word is bond, you fulfill me for real. To the black woman, peace.
And what's your name?
My name is Utu.
Utu, we talking about Utu, and what's your name?
Linty.
And who are you?
Gajani Rock Kim.
All right, you guys want to say hello to anybody?
Yes.
Who you want to say hi to?
Say hey to mommy.
You say hi to mommy?
Yeah.
Let me
Say
hear
it to
you
the
say-
mic.
Say hi to mommy.
Say right back, mommy.
Oh, back, mommy.
Y'all say hey, NeoSoul.
Hey, Noisa.
All right, thank you. You guys are so beautiful. Thank you. Yo, what's up, NeoSoul? This is Knyte, and we are hanging out at Little 5 Points, and I am definitely chilling out with one of the most spectacular artists you can see. I'm talking about Mr. Dave Patterson. How you feeling, brother?
And how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Can I get a hug again real quick?
Yeah.
We had a hug before the camera came on, so.
Okay, we can hug.
There it is. Okay.
He's just
Had
so
to start the
sensual,
day
just
on
like
that.
his art, just has a sensual vibe to it. There you go. Flattery. Cut. We're gonna go ahead and film other times now. How is it that you come up with beautiful art like this?
People like you, y'all my inspiration, yeah. Keep it black. That's what I want, yeah. Just keep it black.
Like you, just black and beautiful, huh?
Dark chocolate, no milk. Hot and steamy.
There you go. Flattery will get you everywhere. Where you trying to go? Where we trying to go?
I'm trying to go with you. That's what's up.
There you go.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go. I see you got a lot of nice stuff. Tell us a lot about it.
This time with my art, I just try to do something different. More with the pen and ink. That's a medium that you only really see a lot of at all. So that and different subject matter than what you normally would find on the regular. Better yet, look around. It's self-explanatory. There you go. Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing. And which one you want me to start with?
How you got started? What inspired you? How long you been doing this?
3 when I started. Of course, it didn't look like this in the beginning. So I've been at it
5 years.
33. 33. I'm not sharing my age, 33. Been doing it for a long time now.
Now, I recall you back in the poetry spots doing your thing, just having people just flabbergasted by your work. Now you went from just pushing it out like the different venues. Now you have your own venue. How that feel?
Oh, it's great. Street hustling, that ain't easy. No,
You did it.
Yeah, I made it happen. I believed in myself and the clientele I had. They really dig what I had. So y'all kept me going. The more y'all come, the more I would keep, going at it, keep grinding with it. The day that y'all stop, I'm just have to keep grinding a little bit harder.
We ain't never gonna stop.
I ain't gonna stop.
No.
No.
We ain't never gonna stop coming.
I'm right here. Ain't
You got
going
an
nowhere.
email address, a website, so people can know. Can they get you online? They gotta come in here. What's the deal? Let us know.
My email.
People know. Go ahead and tell us.
Hold up, I gotta get this right here. No, right here. My email is pitchblackart@yahoo.com. I have a website, it's under construction, and it's pitchblackart.com. So, let me get this right here. I'm trying to get my little sexy going on because big men, we coming in style. Big men with talent, and I'm cuddly with mine. Yeah, so it don't stop with Biggie. I'm right here. So, pitchblackart@yahoo.com. Holla at your boy.